You grew up when caning was abolished. Product of free primary school. When were you in class 1? Pastor, you were class 1 when this year? 2008. Found that when I was already teaching at that time. One as a thing. 2008. So caning was already abolished or corporal punishment. Once we went through a system where if a teacher says that you'll be in school at 5 a.m. in the morning, irrespective of the distance that you have to travel or weather, what he wants is at 5 exactly you are already seated in school, primary. So we associated some particular teachers with corporal punishment, harsh one. Sometimes you can be, I believe some of you are going to be very pregnant. You go around that field on your knees. When you come back again, the least strokes that you can be given is about 24. So you go to class when your body is complaining. You can't settle. So you connect a teacher or a given school rule with pain. So you fear the punishment, therefore you will fear the teacher. So some of us come also from families with a given pattern of painful experiences. So they fear going back home or connecting with their kids or the families because of the given particular trend. Maybe it's death or chronic diseases, which is like replication, it's replicating itself amongst the family members. So somebody I fear boarding a matatu because you saw one crashing and people perishing. So you associate fear with punishment or with an event which causes pain and regrets. But when it comes to the fear of God, some also say, I'm afraid. Or you say fear is also being afraid of something you don't want to associate yourself with. But when we talk of the fear of God, we talk of the heart of worship of God. You are found in the midst of the center of worship of God. And therefore, when you fear God, you will not like or long something to come in between you and God. So when you truly worship the Lord, it is in the worship that you will feel the warmth of love and affection. So when you get experience of affection and the warmth and that love and comfort, therefore you will start walking in the fear. You want to protect your relationship with God. You don't want something to come in between you and God. Just like this my son. Sometimes when I get inside the house, irrespective of what he's, maybe whether he's eating or he's dirty, he will run towards me. Irrespective of, despite the fact that he's not well or he's not maybe tidy, whether with the food is on his hand and mouth, he will run to me. He doesn't care. And at that time, you cannot separate him with me. Sometimes it's with the sisters or with the mother. So anything that comes in between him and me or a member of the family, it is something that is like shielding him off from embracing a member of the family. So the same when you have tasted the goodness of God and that warmth of fellowship, then you will not desire something to come in between him and God. For example, in the year 1998, I fell sick, hospitalized, and I went through medication. After 2 months, the only report given to my mom was that my lungs were rotten, not only bad or dysfunctional, were rotten. And therefore, my mom was to look for money immediately for a transplant in Kenyatta Hospital. Lung transplant or lung transplant isn't easy in Kenya or Africa. And at that time, you have been given 1 week. And she's told, your son has got 1 week. Beyond this 1 week, if he will be alive. So, on that day that my mama was told this, she also had to go out looking for money to discharge me. On those 2 nights before I being discharged, 2 people died. One on this other side died. The following day, another one was admitted on this other bed, died. So, when I was told that I'm going home, the only thing that I had was the fear of death. I had nothing that somebody could come and convince me that you can live again. So I was discharged, and when I went back home, I remember that I only turned to God. You know, when your sisters from their families have come back home to bid for their younger brother by, because there's no money. We don't have tall relatives who could come to aid. Now, the news is here that your brother has got 1 week to die. Now, I'm given